Okay, I think we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday Night Live. I'm excited that you're on tonight. Our training is going to be over time management. Six most important
I think
lists.
we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Monday
Okay,
Night
that's
Live. I'm
me.
excited that you're
Hold
on
on,
tonight.
guys.
Our training is going to be over time management.
Okay, I'm testing myself and I had it going off in every direction. So here we are. Tonight's over time management, six most important lists, and weekly plan sheet. And this is something Mary Kay taught from the beginning of the business and something I've heard since I've been in the business for 6 years. And something that's taken me a long time to grasp, but you guys don't take as long as I did, please. Okay, so one of the things Mary Kay always said is to plan your work and to work your plan. And a lot of times I find consultants doing one or the other. You're either planning your work and we're not doing anything with it, or we're working a plan that we don't even have. And so we're wasting this time. We're kind of spinning these wheels. And it's a beautiful thing when those two things come together. No one plans to fail. We just fail to plan. And that is true. There's no one really plans to fail in Mary Kay at all. It's just the fact that maybe we're not knowing what we're expecting, or we're not knowing the work that it takes. We're not putting that work into action and doing our time management very well. One of the things Mary Kay taught is six most important lists, and I love this. She taught this at the night before is to know what you're anticipating for the next day. And she used the number six because she believed that you wouldn't get overwhelmed with that. Anything else more than that is overwhelming, and anything less, I think we can all accomplish six tasks. And so what I've learned to do is you can, while you're laying in bed the night before, remember what you need to do, six things. Mary Kay, six things. Maybe you want to break it up into Mary Kay, family, and work if you have a job. And so those you may have three different lists going. But you want to do it the night before. You can email yourself. You can text yourself. Maybe you can text yourself. You can write it in your notes section. There's so many great apps today. There's an app called Wunderlist, Wunderlist. It's awesome. I learned that from a Mary Kay director a long time ago, and I've used it ever since. And you basically, as women, we like to check things off, right? Well, this is something you can write in, and then you can check it off. And so you can write your six most important lists on there. I have some tips here. First off, I have get up early. Ooh, this is something I don't enjoy at all. I'm just being real. I can't stand to get up in the morning, but I'm choosing to do that. And I'm honestly praying that the Lord will give me energy and a desire to want to get up. Number one, to rise early enough to seek Him. And then second, to get some physical activity in. Because I believe that if I'm going to give my best every day, then I have to be my best. I'd be my best as a sales director and leader, as a mom, as a wife, as just someone that exists. I want to be able to give my best, and those are the two things I need to take. So sometimes we just need to get up earlier, and some of you are like, I already get up at 5. Well, if you already get up at 5, that's pretty early, but maybe there's some other way we can squeeze an extra hour or two. But if not, Mary Kay always talks about what's called the 5 o'clock club, and that literally makes me want to cringe a little bit. But have you ever gotten up and gotten so much done, and then we're so glad that you did? And that's what happened today. I got up and worked out, and I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like I could conquer the world. Now, the first 15 minutes when I got up, I thought I could strangle someone. And so this takes a little bit, a window of time before you get adjusted, and then you're ready for your day. But there's so many more hours at the beginning of the day that we could be wasting, and which is going to require you to go to sleep earlier too. So that's the 5 o'clock club. That's something on time management she always talked about. Some of you, I'm going to talk about weekly plan sheet and some tips on time management in just a second. An assistant. I do have an assistant as a sales director. I also believe that as a consultant, even a new consultant, once you come in, you can have someone even doing an hour a day. Maybe you have, some teenagers, a high school girl, but have you found yourself not putting like your profile cards in the system? Maybe you're not filing your sales tickets correctly, or they're not getting filed at all. And those little things that someone could do for you, or maybe you're doing that and taking time away from family time. And that's what I'm going to get to here in a minute, is making sure that you are allowing time for what's really important and also running your Mary Kay business effectively. Training on the go. I have that written down. Some of the things I do to save time too. I don't believe in multitasking, even though that's something that's always been said. I'm a great multitasker. Well, it's been said that actually, I think, kills brain cells. Maybe something like that. But I do believe that multitasking, instead of, and y'all heard me say this with our one word, instead of putting 100% in one area, you are putting 1% in 100 different areas, and you're getting nowhere. And so cut the multitasking out, and I believe that we should start a task and end a task. But with that, I do multitask in ways that I know is possible. So when I'm putting my makeup on in the morning, I always have a podcast going at 10 to 15. I'm usually listening to Joyce Meyer because I believe that that's how I get fed. And so I love that one. When I'm working out, I actually look forward to my workouts. Okay, do you guys know that your boxer is blowing up with training and education? We actually sometimes overeducated. We really are. But in that, I do want to listen to it all. And so I choose while I'm working out to run or walk or do something is to put my headphones in, and that's when I'm getting my Mary Kay training. That's like a 30, 45 minute a day. Or even when you're in your car, there's Mary Kay CDs. I used to listen to those all the time. I need to get me some more. And they were always fresh ideas. And guys, it was just a mind shift that changed, and it was just information that I needed to hear. On time management, some of us need to learn the word no if we're finding that we don't have a lot of time for everything that we would love to do. That's not necessarily a bad word. I do believe that if it's not adding a value to your faith, to your family, or to your career, and you feel run down, then maybe you should say no to it. Okay, so here's some of the things that I'm going to help you with your time management. I remember when I first started Mary Kay, and I really wasn't even working the business. I was just thinking Mary Kay 24/7. I didn't cut it off. I didn't turn it on. I didn't even know how to. It just all meshed in together. And so I was just on brain overload 24/7 with Mary Kay. And one of the things is I wasn't really making any money. I was just thinking Mary Kay. It was taking time away from my family. It's taking time away from other things. And so if you are thinking Mary Kay 24/7, decide when you're going to work Mary Kay. Someone told me the best advice ever is to be in the moment. And so if you're in the Mary Kay bubble and you're in the Mary Kay moment, be in that moment. And if you're in your family moment, be in that moment. And if you're at church, be in that moment. But wherever you are, if you're on the softball field with your kids, this is where we just came from, that's why I have the cap on and I'm late doing this. Be in that moment. Put your phone away and just be there. And then one of the things that's going to help you with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump to this because I think it's important for you to see. This is going to be what I've learned is you need probably 4 different things. You need a vision for a yearly goal. So stop right now. If I can wave a magic wand over you right now, where would you like to see yourself in a year? And I ask everybody on the career chat that question. Where do you see yourself a year from now? Okay, where would you like to be? Where's the growth going to be? Break that up into a 90-day goal. Okay, and so with that, you can get out a monthly calendar and decide where you want to see yourself in 90 days. From that, I want you to break it up into monthly goals. So you should know today what you would like April to be. And this is just something you can do in your head and write down on a calendar really quick. But before your monthly goal, obviously, you see where I'm going with this? I'm going into a weekly goal. And this is a weekly plan sheet. Can y'all see that? Okay, this is like awesomeness. And by the way, all this info is found on our Pink Pistol app. That's free to load. So just go to your app store or your Play Store and load our Pink Pistol app and go to time management. But this was a golden ticket in Mary Kay. And so see, it has all the days of the week and then it has the times on the side. And the most important thing that you can do is begin to fill in your most important things. When, some of you work full time. In fact, most of you do. So go ahead and block off the times that you work and color it in a certain color, like color that green. Then you want to go in and maybe you want to make sure you want to get your quiet time in and your exercise in. So what times are those going to be throughout the week? And go ahead and color code those something different. And then if you have church on Sunday, and then go through and pencil in family time. That's so important for everyone to know, especially if you're new with your Mary Kay business and your family's like, yeah, I know you're excited about Mary Kay, but you're doing Mary Kay all the time. We don't see you anymore. We're not excited about Mary Kay. So you have to make sure that you're intentional on your family time with or without Mary Kay in your life. Also, another important thing, do not forget to pencil in your time. It's called my time. And I really had to learn that. Go do something for you. Maybe you just need to sit and be for 15 minutes and no interruptions. Maybe you want to go get a massage. Maybe you want to watch your favorite show. But make sure you have some me time involved in there. And so I want you to get in a habit of every day on Sunday on your calendar, you go ahead and pencil in on Sunday for an hour a day is actually your calendar time. So you're going to sit down on Sunday. You're going to fill out one of these weekly plan sheets. And so when people ask you what you're doing on Wednesday, you already know. And you're going to see how much extra time you actually have. And from that, I want you to decide when you're working your Mary Kay business. Oh my gosh, that is the most important thing you could ever do right now is decide. See, the best thing about having a Mary Kay business is that you are actually, that's loud, Bubba, sorry. So it's a family business in here. Bubba's trying to keep the volume down. But the best thing that you could decide is when you work in Mary Kay. And one of the things I had a revelation on finally was I work Mary Kay Monday, Thursday, Saturday. Now, does it work like that every week? Not necessarily, but that is my intent. So more than likely, if someone says, hey, y'all want to go out Friday evening, yes, I know I don't have any Mary Kay because it's rare that I schedule that. Maybe 1 in 90 days I might have something on a Friday evening. And so what days are you working Mary Kay? Also, that makes me, I'm available to book my bookings on those days, and I know what I'm available for. So make sure you know what days you're working Mary Kay. It does not have to be Monday, Thursday, Saturday. Mine just is. I can tell you that on Friday at 5, I basically unplugged from the Mary Kay world, just at least for a few, for the evening. Doesn't mean I'm not going to answer something. So you can box me or message me anytime, but sometimes I just don't look at my phone. Saturday mornings, I wake up, I'm doing Mary Kay. It depends on if we have games or not. But on Saturday at 5 or 6, I'm back checked out again. I'm checked out and I'm in my family mode. And I'm in my time, whatever I want to do. And then on Sunday, definitely family time. So I'm hitting it hard Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with events on Monday and Thursday night. Does that make sense? Just to tell you a little bit about my calendar and for you to form your own calendar because you are your own boss. And so you get to decide that, and then you get to tell everybody what that is. So with that being said, I want you to mark that off in your weekly plan sheet, and I want you to get your family on track with that. Really important that you say, Mommy is working Mary Kay on Monday, Thursday nights, and that's my party nights. But guess what? I can't wait for Wednesday. That's our family night. And guess what I have planned this week for our family night? With my Mary Kay money, we're going to go do this. Maybe we're just going to stay home and not do anything with money. But make sure everyone it's a family goal so we don't start getting these ill feelings that she's off doing Mary Kay again, because that can stir up. And so I want you to make sure that everyone has seen your weekly plan sheet. And then with that, here is a daily sheet. Oh no, here I go again with another sheet. But I really like this one. This one has the time slots over here on the side. And then over here, look what it has. It's obviously Mary Kay. It has the 6 most important list here. And then down here, it has just a little notes section. But this is where you can actually, when you're starting your day, decide what time slots everything's going to go in. So you know when you're doing Mary Kay at night, you know when you're doing your family, you know when you're working out, you know when you're in your quiet time. Okay, and now you're like, okay, now it's time for me to actually work Mary Kay. So you're thinking, what am I doing? How do I start? Where do I start? I remember that. I was like, what does that look like? I was so confused. And so what I do, I even sometimes sit down, I'm like, whoa, I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know where to start, but I know I need to do something. And so I go back to the things. Okay, I need to book. I need to coach, I need to sell, and I need to recruit. And so what I like to do is I like to break that up. So if you only have an hour to work Mary Kay that day, 15 minutes can be booking. 15 minutes can be coaching your bookings and making sure they're still holding and getting your hostess packets and pre-profiling your guests. The next 15 minutes can be selling products. Maybe that's checking up with your customers. Maybe that's just advertising a new look on Facebook and you're not even selling anything. Maybe you're just showing product. And then also on the next 15 minutes can be recruiting. So you're booking people for career chats. You're following up with career chats. Oh my gosh, you're telling them about the sign-on bonus that we have for the month of April that Mary Kay is graciously giving out. And so if you haven't seen that, y'all need to check Boxer in my Facebook page or message me and I'll let you know. But I want you to know when you finally sit down and say you have 1 hour, make it a power hour. Break it up into 4. Book, coach, sell, recruit. Now you have 2 hours. Maybe you want to do 30 minutes of booking, 30 minutes of coaching, 30 minutes of selling, and 30 minutes of recruiting. I do believe that there should be a 5th subject in there, and that would be follow-up. And y'all have heard me say this before, but there was a national sales director that was $1 million more than another national sales director with the exact same schedule, except one thing. The one national that had $1 million more had a Wednesday follow-up night that the other one did not have. And so fortune is in the follow-up. I mean, it shows it was $1 million difference. And so I believe that you need to have a follow-up day. One of the things I do is I don't necessarily work that way. I found out about myself. Y'all have heard me talk about the load of laundry situation. My girlfriend, Kendall, always had her laundry done. And I said, gosh, girl, how do you always do it? She said, well, I just do 1 load of laundry a day. And so I said, okay, great. I'm going to do 1 load of laundry a day. And so I did. And then I was doing laundry every day of my life. And I don't do well with that because I don't start and end tasks very well. I have to be really on purpose with that. And I don't like laundry. And so I decided that I like to whip my laundry out all in 1 to 2 days a week. So Wednesday, Sunday is my laundry day. I do 3 or 4 loads. I stay on task with that, and that's what I do. No, that doesn't happen every week, but in theory, that's what I'd like to happen. But what I found was Mary Kay was this, you're like, what does this have to do with Mary Kay? My booking life had the same thing. I really don't want to book every day of my life. Some of you do better that way. Get 1 booking a day. That's a great goal. Make 10 contacts a day. That's a great goal. Mine works better if I make 60 contacts at one setting and I book only on Wednesdays. And so what I like to do on Mondays, I like to do my sales and my follow up with my customers and maybe produce a sell out there. Those things we talked about last week, the customer service. Wednesday, I like to book. I like to go and fill out a bubble sheet, so about 60 contacts. I know when I'm booking appointments in the next week or 2. That's the ones that hold the best is a week or 2. And then on Friday, I'm doing follow up. And so that's my schedule that I enjoy doing. But I also work this full time. So you need to find. Here's what I need you to hear. You need to find what works best for you. I'm giving you a lot of options. I want you to find what's best for your family. I talked to consultants the other day, and I don't know if you care if I say your name, Monica Miller. She's outstanding. She coaches track. This is the season of track. She's a full-time teacher. She is a full-time mom of 3 kids. Her husband is out of town during the week, and she is doing Mary Kay successfully. How? I don't know this, but she has to manage her time very well. But I do know there's times where there's weeks where she just can't do Mary Kay, and there's going to be weeks for you too that you just can't do Mary Kay. Let me tell you, if you do a weekly plan sheet and you go ahead and take a look at your week, maybe you could say, I don't have a lot of time, but I know I could do an hour here and an hour here. And then be intentional in that hour and let go of the fact that you didn't work your little tail off in Mary Kay, but you did do something. Consistency is the key, and success is made up of tiny wins over and over. And so that's where I want you to focus, not on the results. Results are going to come, but I want you to focus on the effort of what you're doing. And if you're not planning that, then you don't know what that looks like. And if you don't have goals, then you don't have clarity on that. Okay, I'm getting a little off on that. Get a notebook. I have a spiral notebook, and everything Mary Kay's in there. If I'm ready to work Mary Kay, I need my calendar, I need my iPad, and I need my notebook. My booking's in there, my coaching's in there, my selling, my recruiting, my key unit members, everything's in there. Okay, I need to get you a spiral with some folders in there. I got a 5-subject one, and I broke it up into 5 subjects. Let's see, booking 1 day of a week. I hit that already. Not enough time. Krista Klaproth shared this with us, and I thought it was fabulous. I've seen it before. And it is talking about how many hours in the day we actually have, because here's the thing. We all have time for what we want to make time for. We all have the same 24 hours in the day. Okay? We do what is most important to us, and we do what is a priority. Okay? So sometimes we look at people and thinking, how do they get it all done? They apparently have a priority there, and there's something kind of purpose behind it. You are going to work Mary Kay, and you're going to make it happen when it becomes a priority. It is a priority when it's backed by a purpose that has a passion with it and there's meaning. And so if you're not finding yourself doing all that, I need you to reflect on the reason why you started Mary Kay and what you'd like to see out of Mary Kay. And you're going to have to keep that and remember that to make it the priority, to make the time that you can allow for it. But here's what she says, but I don't have enough time. Can y'all see this? It's talking about time, and it says, no, it's hard to see. We spend 40 hours a week working. So this is a person with a full-time job. There are 168 hours in a week. 40 of them are working if you have a full-time position. 56 of them are spent sleeping. And 35 hours are spent eating, showering, traveling, etc. Just the things that we do outside of our work and sleep. And we actually have 37 hours of extra time a week. And so that is what? That equates to 5 hours a day. So my goodness, we actually have a lot of time. Now, some of you may have more or less, but it really is an eye-opening when you see that. One of the things I want to close with is if you treat this like a business, it pays like a business. End of story. You treat it like a hobby, it pays like a hobby. And I've never seen anything more true in the 6 years that I've done this business. And in fact, I still get floored when I start working this like a business, which I have, or see consultants do it, and it starts paying them like one. I'm like, there it goes again, showing up truth, right? It just pays like a business when we work it like one. If you're not seeing results in your Mary Kay business, I want you to start right now with making a weekly plan sheet. Then I want you to make you a daily action sheet of your 6 most important lists. And I want you to get clear on where you're headed. I want you to understand what you want and what it's going to take to get there, because those things all have to meet together. We're just running this little haywire race that we're not, no finish line. But I also want you to understand the business and the numbers. And so 1 out of 5 people join when they've been offered the opportunity of Mary Kay. We did about 55 career chats last month. By the way, it was awesome. And we had about 15 new unit members. And so we had about 1 out of 5 join. A little better odds than that, actually. Also, I want you to know if you're not getting paid working this business, if Mary Kay is not paying you, you're not receiving the income that you would like to receive, take a look at your month of March. Did you do at least 10 faces? 10 faces is maintenance. Okay, I'm maintaining what I have. 20 faces is growth. So if you want to see growth in your business, do 20 faces. If you want to see explosive growth, that's 30 faces. So I want you to take a look back on your months and reflect. If you didn't see what you want, don't beat yourself up. Understand that you may not have put the effort needed. And then go to your weekly plan sheet and decide where that's going to fit in order to get that done. One of the things I want to close with is you are only one decision away from your whole life changing. You could be one decision away, and that decision could be choosing to work your business like a business so it can pay like that. I want to close with this awesome story. It has nothing to do with time management and everything with you being inspired. Because see, when you have a purpose and a why, the how-to figures itself out. I can't tell you that enough. I tell you that every time, and I'll have to continue to tell you that because I still have to be told that too. But when you are clear on why you're here, and when you trust why you're here and that you're moving forward, the how-to figures itself out. It is very helpful that you're not working harder and that you're working smarter by planning your work and working your plan, okay? I think that is it on time management, weekly plan sheets, and 6 most important lists. Okay, so here's the story. Are you ready? And then we're going to be done. Many years ago, I'm reading here on my phone. Many years ago, Gordon Thomas, Bubba, you need to listen here. It's a good story. See, multitasking. I'm going to inspire him in there and hopefully inspire y'all at the same time. Many years ago, Gordon Thomas was a senior at a small college in Pennsylvania. He was on the school's football team, but he never ever played, not even one down. but the coach liked having him on the team because Gordon was so enthusiastic and spirited. He was a lot like the character Rudy from the movie Rudy. Gordon was always the first one to practice and the last one to leave. Gordon was always up, always enthusiastic, and always encouraging his teammates. As his coach said, Gordon is the glue that holds his team together. It was the Monday before the last game of the season, Gordon's last game as a senior, Gordon's last game of his college career, Gordon's last chance ever to play. His coach always promised Gordon that he'd get him into a game before he graduated, but it never happened. When Gordon got back to his dorm room after practice that Monday, there was a priest waiting for him. He had tragic news for Gordon. Gordon's dad died of a massive heart attack early in the day. Gordon immediately got on a bus for the sad trip home. The next day, Coach came to Gordon's home to pay a condolence call. Gordon rose above his tears to thank the coach. Gordon, is there anything I can do for you? After a long pause, Gordon said, Coach, I probably won't be at the game on Saturday because I need to stay home with my family. But do you think the team could say a prayer for my dad before the game? Coach promised him that they would. Now it's the morning of the big game. Coach was in his office and there was a knock on the door. It was Gordon. Gordon, why aren't you home with your mom and your sisters? Coach, I need a big favor. Sure, son, anything. Coach, could you please start me today? Start? You've never played in 4 years, Coach blurted out. Then he thoughtfully paused. Then Coach said, Sure, Gordon, I'll start you. Gordon rushed out of the office before Coach could change his mind. Coach planned to put Gordon in just for one play and then take him out. But on the first play from scrimmage, the quarterback made a mistake and handed the ball off to Gordon. Believe it or not, Gordon ran for 8 yards. Coach let him in the game, and the next game he was given the ball. He ran for 12 yards. Gordon played so well that Coach never took him out of the game. He had that type of game that football players dream about. He rushed for almost 200 yards and scored 3 touchdowns. He single-handedly won the game for his team. When the game was over, Gordon was carried off the field on his teammates' shoulders. What a story. Gordon's last game was his first game. It was one of the best games any of his college running backs ever had. Gordon was being interviewed by the local sports writers. One of the assistant coaches told Gordon that Coach wanted to see him in his office. Coach, thanks for putting me in today, Gordon said. Gordon, I never dreamed that you'd play like that. What happened to you out there? After a long pause, Gordon, now in tears, said, Coach, did you ever meet my dad? No, son, I never had the pleasure. Coach, the reason you never met my dad and the reason I played so well today are really the same reason. Coach, my dad was blind, and today was the first day he could ever see me play. Coach, I wanted to show my dad what I could do. This was the football player with the blind father. Sorry, I'm reading the extra thing. The forward, it talks about many times when we get out of our own way, we can do miraculous things. Miracles do happen. Miracles happen when we already have everything we need inside of us. Isn't that a great story? So I hope y'all have a great night, and I hope y'all learned a lot about time management. And I'm glad that y'all are on, and hopefully we'll see y'all tomorrow night. Y'all don't forget 2 things. There is a guest event. I don't know if it sounds confusing to you or not, but this is something that it is sponsored by Mary Kay Corporate / not sponsored by Mary Kay Corporate is what I've been hearing. But basically, it is a guest event, and it's the first they've ever done with 2 nationals and our president of motivation at Mary Kay Corporate, Sean Key. He's amazing. So it is an opportunity for you. It's a marketing. Okay, it's an opportunity for you to have customers and guests come on, watch the Google Hangout, fill out a form, and they go into a drawing for free product. And so it doesn't cost us anything, and it's free, but it's going to be outstanding. And I want to make sure you plug into that and you're watching it, as well as you have guests watching it with you or on their own at their own home. So if you have questions, let me know. And y'all have a great Monday. Thanks for being on.